Alright guys, so I'm working on my second tree here. We're down where the little pond's at down here in the woods. And this tree come down, I guess whenever the flood decided to take it out. There's a pond in here. The reason why I'm taking it out is because one, it's ugly and I don't like it there, and second, if we ever get the farm all up and running, I'm going to cut this grass in here, and I'll cut it for hay, and then I'll feed it to our cows. But this tree fell down. I'm trying to cut through it, but my chain is just such a piece of shit. It's unbelievable. It's such a slow crawl. The plans are just to cut it right off, and then I'll drag it out with the 15, get it up on top of the hill or something, and then decide from there if I have to cut it up more or if I can just take it like that down the road. But it's an awful big tree, so I kind of doubt it. I'll have to probably fuck it into at least 3 pieces or something. But I'm letting the chain cool down because it's smoking pretty bad. I think it's just burning oil. I think all the chain does literally is just ride on the tree and it burns the oil instead of actually cutting. So it's cutting very slowly because it's just powder, like sawdust, and there's nothing I can do about it because my uncle's saw is not much better than mine. So it doesn't really matter what saw we use because we're both going to be at the same. We're both going to be pretty much in the same fix. So all I can do is just grind through it, burn a bottle. I bought 3 more bottles of fuel. Given how this is going, I'll probably take a full bottle. I mean, I don't have a choice. I'm probably going to see what a new chain will cost, but I think the last time I checked, they were like $60, $80. I don't know. It wasn't a steel brand. I think it was some other kind of a brand. Oregon or something like that. I can't fucking remember what it was, but they're expensive chains either way. It doesn't really matter what you order. So, but I want to get things kind of done and move on. So the only thing I can do is just, I guess, grind through it. You can hear the tree creaking because I did cut through the bottom part of it. Now I'm cutting through the top, but like I said, it's such a slow grind that it's going to take me a while. It should take you a minute to cut through a tree like that. I've been at it for about 15 minutes. And you guys are going to be going, why don't you sharpen them? I have. The problem is that I think the teeth are just no longer sharpenable. You can't sharpen them any more than they already, than that, because they're just so wore out. And it doesn't really justify even sharpening it anyway, because I'm missing half the damn teeth. I'm missing at least 5 or 6 teeth. I don't know where they went to. It's just like they flew off one day. So it's even more slower. I'm just going to order a new chain. Fuck this chain. This is a original chain to when I bought the saw back in like 2012. Yeah, you should probably get many years out of a chain, but this chain is just ridiculous. I'm not gonna fight with it. So my uncle's got this. It's the same with his saw too. And I don't know if his chain's original or not, but he's missing teeth too. But that's because he was cutting a building up, and we're still not done with that project yet either. And he was always hitting nails all the time because he didn't know where they were at. So, but I didn't want my saw to become his saw. That's why we sacrificed his saw for just cutting up the building, because everything is much older than mine, but mine's not much better. So, if you use the tip of the bar, like the very tip of it, it seems to cut all right. But when you're cutting such a thick tree, you kind of need to use the whole length of the bar. But it's just so slow going. Look at that. I don't know what that is. It's not an eagle. Seen it flying around before. So But yeah, this is just fucking mosquitoes. There's no freaking wind again. There's like maybe a 1 mile an hour breeze. Not enough to really keep the mosquitoes down. So even in broad daylight, they're freaking pissing me off in there because there's just a hint of shade. Of course, I'm standing in a hint of shade right now. But they're all over me like fucking crazy. It's ridiculous. If there was more of a wind, it would push them down a little bit more, but it's just not. It's miserable. And like I said, I'm letting the chainsaw cool off, or the chain. It seems like it cuts a little bit better when it's cool, but then when it gets hot, well, then it just stops. So I don't know. I only have to cut it early enough too that maybe I could just come down here with the 15 and just break it off, and then it would be fine. But I'm not anywhere near that yet. So yeah, it's just freaking driving me bonkers. I got the other tree cut up that was on that trail. There in the corner. That took 2 days to do because slow going. And then, because it was the chain was very loose, and I just got done tightening it too. So, in order to cut, to even try to get through it a little bit quicker, you have to run the saw wide open in order to really even get it to do anything, which I don't like doing. I can usually do it about half throttle if I'm cutting through a big tree. And that's if you have a good chain, which I don't. So now it requires full throttle. And even then, it's still stalling out because it's just like, it's not cutting, it's just getting pinched. So, I don't know. It's just ridiculous. But it took me 2 days to get through that through that tree. I got through half of it. And since I've been running it at full throttle, well, it burns a lot of juice. And I noticed too that my filter is not kind of where I think it should be. It should be more at the bottom of the tank. Now, there will be some, sometimes you can lay the saw over on its side, so if you're following a tree, well, then you can do that. But you would think that a filter would kind of just float there and kind of just follow gravity. Well, this one is just not following gravity. It's just stuck where it is. So right now, it was kind of up, and there's like a little ledge there about halfway up the tank, and that's where it was sitting at. So I was like, well, it's only going through half the tank, maybe a little bit more than that, and then it starts stalling out because it's not getting fuel. So I tried moving it to get it below that little ledge, and I don't know if it's helped any or not. I gotta check it again and see if it's staying that way or if it's, still bouncing around or what. I don't know, but she's not very happy. But yeah, I'm just taking a break because the saw needs to cool off and try to give you guys an update video as well. But this tree's going to be slow going. All the other ones are starting to die off too, so I know eventually I'll be cutting them down too, or the flood will be taking them out, either one. So, but I'd rather try to keep up with it so it doesn't end up becoming a big freaking mess. But yeah, so I don't know. And then I ordered freaking mosquitoes. I ordered that head gasket kit for the Farmall. There was two versions of that, one with a factory water pump and one without, and I guess I didn't really know which one was ours because I figured maybe ours had a water pump on it because it is, water cooled, through antifreeze. But when I started looking at the pictures, like for the one gasket, it had really tiny holes, and they said that was for a factory water pump. If your tractor had a factory water pump. I look at mine, and mine has the big holes. Okay, so if you look at the ones with that has the big holes in it, that's for a tractor that does not have a factory water pump. But you think my tractor would have a water pump, given that it has coolant. So if my tractor has coolant but doesn't have a factory water pump, what kind of water pump does it have, if it even has one? And if it don't, then how is it cooling the engine, because you think you would need a pump to circulate the coolant, unless it's some kind of a internal, like a really deep internal pump, like a small pump, or it's suction or pressure. Something has to be getting this coolant to go throughout the engine. So I don't know. So that took 3 hours to just figure out what to do. You know, because I had to make double sure, because I'm not going to order the wrong gasket and that's a waste of money. The one that was for the factory water pumped tractors was $75. Now that had a couple more pieces added to it, so that's why. But then when I looked at the one that supposedly is correct for my tractor, it was only like $33, maybe $35. So because it comes with a couple less gaskets, it still came with the head gasket, which is what I needed, and I also needed a valve cover gasket. It does come with that, so thank God that it does, because mine's cracked and wore out and dry. And then it comes with I forget what you call them, a water neck gasket. I think that's what they call them, a water neck. I don't fucking know what it is. It's where it goes from the rad to the engine. There's that fitting there, you know, where you can connect your hose to. So usually that's kind of, I think, where the thermostats would go too. But on this tractor, I don't know where the thermostat's at. I think it's in the block or something. But at least my concerns for right now, the main thing is just to get this engine put back together. So then we can just kind of get it back together and be done with it. So I had one guy say, you know, for that piece of broken pipe in the exhaust lift kit thing there, he said to just to drill it out or whatever. Well, I don't even have a drill bit damn fucking big enough for that. That requires like a freaking 1-inch drill bit. And then the second thing is too, I don't want to damage the threads, you know, because I want to be able to reuse it. So I've been kind of looking online, Googling it. There is a thing out there that supposedly is meant for broken pipes. If you have a pipe that's broken inside of a fitting, like I do here, but they want $80 for it. But it's a 29-piece kit, so it has multiple different sizes of removers, and it's supposed to be pretty much the same as what I have now, but just a million times bigger and thicker and heavier built. So I don't know if I'll order that or not. I should, but I don't know if I will or not. But it's not a priority that we get that fixed right away. It's just, you know, I need to be able to get it fixed at some point. So, you know, like I said, I don't want to take on too many projects, so I am still kind of tinkering on it in the shop. I do soak it with WD-40, I heat it, and spray it again with WD-40. I've been kind of doing that kind of throughout the day here, the last couple of days, just to try to see if I can get any kind of movement and WD-40 to get seeping through there. And I'm just going to keep doing it, I guess, until either I finally get the head put back on, or I finally order the parts or that kit to do that, try to remove it. So they do have stuff out there for pipe removers, I guess, you know, like if you break a pipe off in a threaded piece, so then you can unthread that. So that's what we're going to try to do. Hopefully it'll work. I don't know if I do. Just, I mean, if I do, I probably most likely will order it, but it's, you know, like $80. It's a little bit cheaper on Amazon, but I'm not a huge fan of Amazon. I've never cared for the website much. I like eBay a lot better. It's just more simpler, I think. But yeah, you can get things a little bit better on Amazon, but whatever, it doesn't really matter. So as long as you can order it, you can order it. But yeah, so that gasket stuff should be here next week, probably more towards the end, maybe. I paid for a tiny bit quicker shipping than just a standard shipping. They have standard, a little bit quicker, and then they have like a second day shipping option. I paid for the second one, so it should be like anywhere from 3 to 5 days instead of like 6 to 7 or whatever, 5 to 7 or whatever the hell it was for the cheapest one. So just because I wanted to get here a little bit quicker, you know, it's just a little bit, even if it's just by a day or whatever, it's fine. I just want to get on with it. So, but supposedly the gasket that I ordered was the correct one for my tractor, because the holes matched up. I counted the holes per part, you know, of the gasket compared to my old one, and they all matched, and everything was the same about it, except of course the part numbers. Mine had the original IH part number on it, but you can't find that on Steiner because they don't list it for some reason. So I'm not really sure why, but they don't. They have another IH part number on there, but that must be more of a newer part number than or something. I don't really know, but you can run both those part numbers through Case IH, and they kind of come back to the same thing a little bit. So of course I got a big freaking smear on my glasses now. So yeah, fucking mosquitoes. God, I keep forgetting to put my damn off on, but Jesus Christ, the reason not this freaking bad during the day, but there's no freaking wind to push them down, so you got to work miserably. And then just to have my saw not cut worth of shit, you know, it's pissing me off. But I don't know, I'll probably get through it eventually, I guess. But yeah, so like I said, I did order the gaskets. Supposedly it's the right one for my tractor, but I guess my tractor doesn't have a factory water pump. Well, then I don't know what the hell it has. How else is it moving the coolant then? So I have no clue, guys. So, but that's kind of the plans for today anyway. I'm just going to try to get this tree cut up. I don't know if I'm going to even get it moved now, even if I did get through it. I'm just getting wore out because the saw is vibrating the piss out of me, and I'm getting tired of holding the saw. So may just end up cutting it and then leaving it until later tonight, and then coming later tonight and at least pulling it back on top of the hill. And then from there, I'll decide again. There's a big freaking tree branch. Then I'll decide then if I have to cut it into smaller pieces or not. So, because I don't know if I'll have to or not. I probably should anyway to be on the safe side, but if I can get away with not doing it, I'm going to do it. But the road's only so wide, and there's really only one mailbox on our road I got to worry about. So, but I just don't want to run over the mailbox, their mailbox either. So, got to keep that in mind. So, I don't know. Anyways, guys, I guess I'm going to take off. I'm going to try to finish getting through this freaking tree now. Sure, my chain has cooled off plenty by now. And then, if not, well, then I'll just have to come back, I guess, later tonight and try to get through it. I got to get at least through it today. And then I'll decide if I want to move it or not, at least until the top of the hill. And then, you know, just keep deciding things from there on. So, right now the goal is to get it cut off and get rid of it so that we can cut the grass in here. Because I will feed this to my cows then. Instead of letting it go to waste, might as well cut it. And then you can feed it to your cows. Even though it's not going to be much, but it's enough. Better than letting it go to waste. So, you can see I'm pretty much almost right to where I got to cut. Of course, it cuts on a funny angle because it's dull shit, but mosquitoes are just bad in here. You can see it. So, but I don't know. This is the tree I got to get out of here. So, anyway, guys, I'm going to take off. I want to see if I can get through this and then not get eaten alive by mosquitoes or get carried away from them, you know, or by them. So, I guess if you don't see this video, then I guess I got sucked away or carried away from mosquitoes because there's so damn many of them down here. So, whatever. So, alright, guys, I'm going to take off. So, I guess have a good day and stuff. So, yeah. Thanks for watching, guys. Take her easy.